We match our glasses.
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Picking Up the Pieces. I am here with Irene VAKSBERG and her cute little puppy who you might see hiding in her lap. Irene was born in Belarus and has been living in the USA for over 40 years. She's the mom of 2 beautiful daughters, grandma of 4 beautiful grandchildren, and lives life to the fullest. Giving up is not an option. Irene's mission is to inspire the world to see that their darkest moments will become your brightest lights. That where you that you are where you're not that where you're not buried but planted.
Yes.
I
Yes.
can read.
It's okay.
Woo!
You're doing great. That was a lot. Hi.
Oh, thank you so much. You have so much in the world of grief, and you also have found things to help literally with pain. So my audience can use all of your wisdom.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about why you have entered into the world of comforting people and doing healing work.
Well, 13 years ago, my life changed. I was on a way to celebrate my 43rd birthday. And instead, I ended up being in a hospital. A gentleman fell asleep behind the wheel. He was not drunk, but he had a jet lag. And it was interesting that the police officer said, with the time changes, sometimes that happens. And I always like to say he wasn't drunk because that is the first thing people think. But no, he was lovely young man, worried about me, took care of me, called the ambulance. Why don't you go to the emergency room with me? When he realized it was my birthday, he felt even worse. So life changed. Life never was the same after that because from outside it seemed okay, right? Nothing was broken, but there was a lot of inconvenience. The pain was so incredible. The pain was unbearable. I am a hairdresser and couldn't work as I was trying to navigate the medical field. Uh, the pain continued intensified. I used different modalities to, subside it. And basically, I was so neglected by the medical community that my brain, the part of the brain that deals with pain, basically was overwhelmed and created shaking and spasms and instability and mobility issues. And it's not a good look for a hairdresser holding a scissor or even a paintbrush, to do, and you're shaking, you spasm. And for me, I didn't know when it would begin and when it would stop. So the journey was very painful for 5 years, all, seeing doctors from A to Z and everything in between, and felt a little hopeless because, you know, I'm not trying to bash medical field or health insurance, but if you don't have a superb one, you kind of left behind to your own search, right? And I just wanted my life back. I wanted to go on a date and fall in love. I just finished a huge divorce and children, and I was in such a good place. I was rebuilding my life again, but instead I had doctor's appointment with ER surgeon. They were too young to go out with. Cute, but So I try to find humor in everything. I always look at the upper side of things, but this was very difficult. There was no upside. I was mentally, physically, and emotionally dying. I felt a prisoner of my body. I lost the business that I built as a single mother to $100,000. That was the American dream, and it was gone in few seconds. It gets, it still gets emotional to me because it's emotional journey. Um, because for the first time in my life, and I've been in some really complicated, difficult situation, I never gave up. But I had finances to help my mental state. Those moments, if I didn't have finances, I had the right mindset, so I could make that money to go see therapists. But here, first time in my life, I had none of it. It was, I was only in this pain and this loss and this brokenness. I felt useless for the first time in my life. I could not see how I could ever rebuild my business to that, because my body was basically failing me. My mindset was failing me. Everything, everything. I just had bills piled up. And 6 years ago, I was done because doctors sort of gave up on me, gave me no options, no hope. I've lost even more faith. I prayed, but I felt like God was not listening to me. I felt, for the first time ever, I felt, why me? And that actually hurt me, caused me as much pain as the correction, because never in my life I said those words, because why would I wish this pain on someone else? I always believe God gives us what we can handle, and God gives us pain and struggle, knowing that I will get through it and help others. But at this moment, I didn't believe that. So I sat in my living room and I said, God, I'm done. And sharing my service along, like I still get so emotional, because that's not who I was. And that's not who I am. I don't give up so easily. My little theory is I'm a Russian tank, and I pull, in a good way. I'm determined to win and succeed, and it's always upside to every situation. But this wasn't the feeling that I was having. So I said, God, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Doctors basically told me I will be in a wheelchair eventually, and that's not what kind of life that I want to live. And this little voice would not let me give up. This little voice kept on saying, Irene, one more prayer. I'm like, what in the world am I praying for? I was like, I don't know. I prayed for so long and no one hears me. And, wouldn't give up, this little voice. And I said, okay, one more prayer. So I said, look, God, you want one more prayer? I'll give you everything that I got. I went so deep into my heart, into my soul. Meantime, I don't believe in God anymore. I don't believe in the power of prayer. I am done with miracles. They don't happen for me anymore. And I said, I need a miracle, God. I said, if you're going to keep me on earth, I need a miracle that I don't believe in. And make that intensified, because God still got me. Keep praying. Don't give up on your prayer. I don't care how many times you give up, but I need you double the prayer when you say, I'm done, right? And I said, drug free, non invasive, no chemicals, no side effect, because I got tired of being on pharmaceutical. I got tired of being poked and looked through microscope and not being believed. And doctors told in my head, like I was done with all of it. And I said, if it's a product, it needs to be affordable. And I have 2 pennies. And if it's a business, because I could not see myself doing hair, I have very little business left. It has to be affordable because I have 2 pennies. But I want to make sure that this business has heart, soul, mission, purpose, passion, and people first, and everything else secondary. I gave it all. I gave a tall order, because that's how my hairdressing is. In my chair, still till this day, it's not just a haircut. It's a therapy session that I don't get paid for. I tell it's a bonus. It's a gift that keeps on giving. And people come to me sometimes not that they needed a hairdo, that they just know that they can share anything with me and goes to grave. I'm not writing a book. And so I said that prayer and I released it and I waited to die. And a few months later, a dear friend of mine said, I found this crazy sock. And I said, no, thank you. And because if audience that are listening that live in pain, they understand. But I want you to not be discouraged that we've made peace. Can you imagine me making a person that struggles? We made peace with our broken bodies. We made peace with pain. And to try another thing that does not work, it is more painful than the pain that we live in. But what I'm also going to say to you is when you pray, I don't care what you're praying for, pray with open eyes, open heart. And sometimes that miracle that you're praying comes out of the box mentality. And just be open and just be open because I was not open. God gave me exactly what I prayed for, but I did not want to hear. It took 4 months for me. I never said yes. My friend just put those magical socks that has a wearable technology woven in it and sent it to me. And I was not looking to be a healer. I was not looking to be a spokesperson. I wanted to get my life back and get behind the chair and do what I love. I've been doing it here since I was 16 years old. I knew at 11, I never worked a day in my life. I got paid really well for my hobby. But when this miracle came and when I prayed, I did tell God that if He answers the prayer that I don't believe in, I will share it with the biggest microphone. I will pay it forward. I will inspire people in the sense that keep on praying, even if you don't believe it. I gave up, but God still got me. And that is the biggest message that God walks with us all the time. And He's been walking with me since I was, in diapers, it feels like. I had a different accident that was actually 20 years apart. And He actually came and talked to me. I actually visually went through the tunnel and had that experience, God. And I lost that memory because I was in such a desperate need to feel better and do better that I forgot that the accident that He saved me 20 years apart, I should have been dead. It was a drunk driver that broadsided us and smashed the car, and they had to cut me of jaws of life. And I went into the tunnel. I saw heaven. I was in the room and I saw a movie projector, me running through fields of flowers. And here's Jesus coming to me. And I'm Jewish. So that was very confusing. I mean, at that moment, I was atheist. I don't know, Jewish is your by birth, but I don't practice. So it was very confusing time for me. And as I tell the story, in that little voice, it was that God that saved me and said, Irene, I'm not going to let you give up. You haven't accomplished your mission. You haven't shared my testimony from 20 years loud enough yet. And I'm giving you another testimony that, God is always with you, whatever that means to you, God for me is more of a spiritual being than a religious entity. Um, and He got me. He absolutely got me. And He showed that miracles do happen. And I am sitting here as a miracle. And I must share that miracle loudly and proudly and let you know that your difficult moment. And look, it wasn't easy to get to this point. I had to let go the anger. I had to forgive the driver. I had to forgive that whole entire accident, taking away something so precious to me. But it gave me back so much more. It gave me a process of healing that I could never imagine. And the healing, not just from the car accident, but from all other things that I suppressed it and finally found as explaining it. I was in toxic happiness. I pretended to be happy, but deep down inside, I was absolutely dying. And put it a face and a smile and went and did what I needed to do, but I was miserable inside. And because of this car accident, I had to heal so much from the past and walk into that pain. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. But what I thought buried me actually gave me life. That car accident gave me life. It gave me a voice. It gave me a community. It gave me hope. It restored my faith to such levels that I can't even express it in the words. And I speak two languages. So, yeah, don't give up. Keep going. Keep moving forward. Keep dealing with the pain piece by piece. Listen, I am a big advocate of therapy. I could not be sitting here without that. If you can't do it alone, if you don't have a community, find someone to help you deal with those feelings and emotions. We can't do it alone. And I thought I could, and I couldn't.
And I thought this was a patch, but it sucks.
So it is a patch. Um, Also, we evolved into patches now. So this is the master technology. This is exactly the same. I don't even have a sock here. Oh, I do. Hold
It
on.
used to. Okay, so it was
So,
in the sock.
yeah, and so now we all moved because you have to be connected to this 24/7, and most people do not want to sleep in the socks. And if you're not connected, your brain cannot optimize your neurology. It's brand new socks. So this is how we started. I took it off my foot. See that little orange
Yes.
patch? It's exactly, I still, eh? It's exactly the same as this. This is the master. It's exactly
Okay.
the same thing. So we came up with the patch, and amazing. When we came up with the patch, my life became even more beautiful because now I can wear high heels. Now I can show my toes off. I was like getting pedicures every other day because I could now. I would paint my, little things like that. We take it for granted, right?
So you don't. So now it's so you can wear it. It's like a sticker. You just put
It's a
it
sticker. Uh,
on your
right
arm.
there. It's a
Yep.
sticker. So this sticker is actually helps my immune system to optimize my immune system. So we
And
have
24
we,
hours. Do you change it once a day?
yes, yes, yes. We have 12 different patches now. Everything is drug free, non-invasive, no chemicals, no side effect. What it does, it's not a cure. It doesn't deal with any diseases, or it only optimizes your neurology. So what I've learned is that neurology is the first thing develops in the wound. I thought it was a heart or the brain, but no, it's essential nervous system. So everything steers from that. So stress, lack of sleep, right? Everything, stability, mobility, all of it starts with the nervous system. So this little patch balances it, puts it in homeostasis, exact words, or if you're listening and you're in the medical field, equilibrium. And this is optimized my brain to work properly, right? What do you say? Your body can heal yourself when you give it the right tools, meaning food, quality of sleep, exercise, minimize your stress. So this also another tool to optimize that. So yeah, so the socks optimized my neurology and calm the part of the brain that was causing the pain, because we don't have a pain in the elbow. The brain, the part of the brain that deals with pain, sends a message to the elbow and say hurt.
So
So
is it one? So now I have had back surgery.
mhm.
My dad has autoimmune issues.
Okay.
Would we have the same patch, or are there different kinds?
So every single person starts with liberty. So that's the master technology. What it does, we got a visitor. We put the whole entire brain in neurological balance. So that is already like a switch went on. And then your um, father would be using our immune optimization patch. It would be defend. And that's what it is. I never leave home without it. It's defend and liberty should be on every single human being 24 hours a day, because as we age, our neurology ages. right? And so their immune system ages, everything ages. A baby can be wearing this to a grandma. It doesn't interfere with any drugs, any treatments, nothing.
Well, and what people who haven't been through trauma don't understand is that our nervous system, our brain is impacted by physical and emotional trauma.
Yeah.
So for anxiety, for depression, have you heard stories? I know you can't give medical
Oh,
testimonials,
my own.
your own.
Yeah, and we have peace patch for stress and depression, right? So it's drug free. Nobody, you cannot, you're taking your protocol from your doctors. This is another tool that you can add to. It's not a replacement, right? We only thing we do, we optimize your neurology.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where do people, so links
Anywhere.
we need to include, how do people, I don't want people to get the wrong one. So I would want to talk to you and say, which do I start with? Because now I want liberty and peace for me.
Yes, so I am in the business of changing lives, not selling patches. And definitely connect with me first. It's not because we have 12 and people want all of them. I'm like, it's not how many you use, is the consistency that you're using with, because it is a long-term commitment, because we're changing the way your brain it functions, right? We're optimizing it. So it's connect with me and I will guide you through the process.
Are they outrageously expensive for people?
Absolutely not. So, well, I guess for me it's penny on the dollar, because my bill every month was about $800 of trying all kinds of gadgets. So retail price at $60 plus shipping and handling. First time you get 25% off. Then you are part of the company. There's a referral link you can share with friends and family. And we give you $30 for each person that purchased the product. So I have customers basically don't pay, they just refer enough. We also have a membership that will cost you a certain amount of money, and you can get 25% off the whole entire year, right? And then there's a way of sharing a link that you can, you don't have to build a business per se, but you can share it and make a little bit of money, and then you purchase your product. So many ways. So if you're not doing anything and just buying retail, right, it'll cost you about $69 a month pro patch, right?
And that gets you
1 month.
30. That gets you one patch?
28. Yeah.
Okay.
28. Yeah. 1 month supply. Yeah. So for me, I am still below the budget, even if I'm wearing 3 or 4. And, it's drug free. It's non-invasive, right? There's no side effects. There's no chemicals. And my body's been enough through that. I only want to put quality things in it. I eat pretty organically and clean, and this is just another tool to help me function better.
And I'm the first, I talk openly with my audience about being on medication, but I'm very, very sensitive. I am the girl who got sick from over-the-counter medication. I just don't react well. So if I need it, I take it.
Of course.
But if I could have something to replace what I need to take for anything, it makes my stomach feel better. So anytime I can eliminate, I would love to.
Absolutely.
It makes me physically feel better.
Yes. And, so for me, pain is very close to home. I was on certain drugs, and, they did things and they didn't do things, right? But we have a freedom patch. It's pain patch. And it's drug free, right? And is it going to take all the pain away? Well, no, it'll make you comfortable, but for some it may take more than others, but it's drug free. It's like it would be crazy not to try it. I keep it as a Tylenol. I have foot pain, and I put it on my heels, and I am able to, and sometimes I do take like an Advil, or, if I overextend it, but 99%, this drug-free product does the job with liberty too. Yeah. So yeah, God is good. God sent me exactly what I asked for. So I hope my story in this journey inspires you to keep on going. That yeah, you may be in a difficult moment, but it's going to get better. And you will change lives. It doesn't matter what is your story. That you may not need a product, and I hope you don't need a product. But you know something, you may discover the book. You may discover the coach. I don't know, a community through your struggle, and you'll share it, and you'll would invite others. So for me, most important thing, I get up in the morning and I want to inspire people to continue have faith and continue believing miracles.
Thank you so, so much. We'll include links for how people can connect with you. Any last words? Anything you have going on that you'd like to share?
So the last words this year for me is all about love and self-love. And you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So I need you to stop feeling guilty and prioritize yourself first. It's about you. And as mothers, as wife, as a girl, I was not raised that way. It was about the family and the family. But what I have learned, we cannot give family anything if we don't give ourselves first. And stop stressing, enjoy life, and whatever meant for you will find you. Just trust it, believe it, walk in faith, walk in a higher spirit, work, walk and live your days as you're already in that beautiful space that you're looking for. And I know it's hard, but I need you to practice it, and everything will fall in place. Stress doesn't, you know, give you anything except a heart attack. Yeah,
And I
believe in
love that you
yourself.
said, you were asking for one thing and you ended up healing all of these other things. That's what ends up happening. The
Yeah,
world throws so much at us,
yeah,
and we are dealing with what hurts right now. But when we make a decision to heal, and when we surrender, like you said, when we just say, I give up, please help, uh, all of those things, all of the losses, all of the pain, you can heal all of it. And
yeah.
that doesn't mean you have to go back and relive everything, but you were able to remember these things that had also been hurting, and these powerful experiences with God and lessons to remind you of your faith. So sometimes it takes that letting go and that giving up to see clearly and to
And yeah, and I know we're almost done, but I was doing this training a couple of years ago, and this pastor said, God gave you the pain to go through it and then lead others through their pain. So the pain wasn't for you. The pain and the lessons was for others. And it kind of gave me this warm hug. And I was just in my just beginning of my journey. And I'm like, okay, it's worth it. If it's for others, I'll take the but so I just want to let you know that you don't have to go through pain to have a beautiful life. That's not the whole thing, that you have to put yourself into the pain. I just want you to really love your life where you are, right? Like in this moment, be present with yourself, be proud of yourself, celebrate yourself. And that's my message every single morning. Celebrate yourself, not just the big things, just the little things that you got out of bed. And I talk a lot to the people that are in pain, right? So even if you just got out of bed and today you brushed your hair and you could not do that yesterday, you are a success. So don't, I'm in all over the world. For some reason, we're only encouraged to celebrate when we got the promotion, when we got engaged, we got a big home, but not the steps that take you there, right? That you had to trust, that you had to heal, that you have to love yourself, that you have to openly say no to someone. Celebrate that. The little shifts that you are making, not just the big ones. So I'm a strong believer. Baby steps, that's what we celebrate. So I can go on and on.
absolutely.
I'm sorry I get so
No, no,
excited,
I
but
love it. And my
I really have to
audience
go.
is beating themselves up there's this mind game we play where
Forgive
we
yourself.
want to be further along than we are. And so celebrating where we are, you know, if you're sick or when we get snowed in, I talk a lot about, you know, the universe or God or whatever you believe in. You know, they're giving you time to rest. You know, what can you do with the time? But we have this mind game we play where we're supposed to be further. There's this finish line we're racing to. And so even just like you said, if we got out of bed, if we're just in this moment and not worrying about where everyone else is.
And sometimes we're so preoccupied in that grind that when that door is closed on us, we take it so personally. And I had to retrain myself that the door closed because that's not the door for you, right? The car accident came to me because I wasn't supposed to go celebrate my birthday. The car accident came to me 13 years later, and done a lot of self-healing and forgiveness and letting go. Is I'm supposed to be here right now with you, Samantha, and your audience, to inspire you, to tell you you're a beautiful human being. Love yourself. You're a God child, and you're incredible, right? Whatever that means to you. And so use it as a gift. The
It's
nose,
so hard to see it in that moment. I have a client who lost a job and she was so upset. She got such a better job, making so much more money. She's
That's right.
so much happier. And it's so hard to see it when we're hurting,
Yeah.
you know, when we're laying there bleeding or, you know, sick. But if we can remember that there is something better coming,
Yeah.
you know, the car accident happened because you weren't supposed to, or something worse.
Yeah.
It's retraining our brains.
It's retraining our brains, our energy, how we think about the good and the bad, and the ugly. But keep going. It's all going to be okay. So everything you need is within you. Just believe in yourself, trust yourself, and take the steps that you need to move forward. It's all going to be okay. All of you gonna rock. Whoever's listening to this, you got this. And I mean, I am an open book. Connect with me on Facebook. I'm happy to push you along.
Is
I'm
that the
not a
best way to
coach.
connect?
I'm just a hairdresser living life and trying to inspire people to do the same thing. And that's why I it's so important to share stories, right? I wasn't going to do it, but I promised God that I would. I didn't want to, air my dirty laundry, right? But then there were so many people that shared their stories and gave me hope. And I also encourage people not only to share the good. It's easy when we're happy, but if somebody's struggling, they can relate to that happiness. So make sure that you share all of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And from that ugly, you give strength to someone that is struggling in that not in a good space. So stories change lives, and yours will absolutely change lives.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Is
You're welcome. You
Facebook the
are.
best place to connect with you?
Oh yes, that is the best place. I'm everywhere. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, a Clapper, yeah, and Facebook. Yeah. May I take a picture of us?
Yes, please.
I keep track of all my journeys and where I've been, and you are so generous with your space. Thank you so much. Again, I so appreciate it. This was so lovely. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. See you soon.